guys, it's Jasmine.
And it's DeMichael. How y'all doing?
We hope everybody's doing good today. Okay, we're just going to talk to the singles. The singles been reaching out. A lot of times we have not, I guess, incorporated them in conversations. So mainly our conversations are focused towards the married people. So we're going to talk to the singles for a little bit.
Cool.
Okay. I know that the world have this timeline of when you should be married by a certain age, when you should have kids at a certain age if you already don't have them. But don't go by that. Go by when you're ready. And if you're having to wait longer than you expected, take it as a blessing.
And a sign from God.
And a sign from God. And if your relationships, if you keep finding yourself getting in relationship after relationship thinking that that person is the one, that's some time that you should take some time out for yourself. Take some time out to change some things about you, or take some time to write down some things what you really want in a significant other, what you want in a spouse, and then pray over those things. Pray over those things. And
I'm gonna piggyback the same thing like what Sierra was saying. A lot of people think they want to pray the same prayer she prayed to get Russell, but a lot of times, like I guess the Bible does say a thing about a man that finds a good woman. So a lot of times, women out here going and looking for relationships and going off everybody else's timeline. Like Jad was saying, I think it's all about your season. When it's your season, I feel like that's when things will start folding out and going to the right place for you, falling the right place for you. If it was up to me, like I said, I would just be getting married or just not trying to find my wife right now. I would just be working on my child. It's not up to me. God works everything works itself out a certain way just because of it's in God's plan and God's time. A lot of times people I look at that as with testing, with certain things that's going on in life, it's all on God's time. We always try to go on our time, and we think we always have the what's the word I'm looking for? Like we always have it figured out, but a lot of time it's on God's time. So just stay fast, continue doing what you're doing, and like Jazz said, work on yourself. Look in the mirror. If you're attracted, even if you don't realize it, most men and women we attract the same type of person.
That's what I was gonna say.
So no matter what the race is, ethnicity is, just like you. Most of the time, if you attract a certain type of person, just look at all the guys, all the females that you done dated. They all have that same thing. So same something, whatever it is. So you just gotta sometimes you gotta work on you, and then sometimes it's not even the people that you dating. Sometimes it's you. Maybe it's your expectation. We're not saying to drop your expectations or just drop things.
Well, you should drop your expectations. You shouldn't drop your standards.
Your standard. But I'm saying that when I say it, I'm thinking like a lot of times people have super high expectations and standards of people, and then those are like they're like you said, they're not realistic. Yeah. So sometimes you do have to drop your standards and drop your expectations if they are too high. To me, I may be wrong.
I say just expectations, not your standards. Not your standards, just expectations. And like what DeMichael was saying, a lot of times if we attract the same type of people, that's that time where we need to take a break and say, hey, let's look at some things that's going on. To the mothers or fathers that have children, you got to take it extra slow, because I feel like your child should not meet everybody that you date. Correct. And it's okay to date. When you're single, date. And what DeMichael and I call dating, if you want to go to lunch with this person tomorrow and go to dinner with somebody tomorrow, that's okay. You're not giving yourself away.
Correct.
You just, honestly, you get if it's a woman, you're getting a free meal. So
and like I said, we were talking about that. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, it does have to be like, hey, I'm looking, or
you can talk about.
I'm ready for like my plans is to like take the next step. So you can't continue to get these free meals and
you can't keep
going
forever.
on these dates and keep on doing this back and forth. But there's nothing wrong with that as a single person. Don't feel like you're. Well, I'm gonna just say what it is. You're not a hoe for just going out and having dinner with somebody or just keeping somebody company at the time. But like I said, after so long, the goal is to, like you said, to get married. It's to have kids, that's what you want to do, or whatever y'all want to do as a couple. But I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it.
And women, I gotta say something. A lot of times women will see different women doing certain things and feel that they have to do all these crazy things to get a man, all these crazy things to get a ring, all this stuff. We talked about doing things prematurely, playing wife and playing house prematurely. Don't do those things, because sometimes, majority of the time, you get stuck in we cool with the way it is, and we don't need to get married, because why? That's when things change. That's bull crap, and I'm just going to tell you flat out what it is. That's bull crap.
I'm going to stop you. I know you might have something else, but a man knows when that woman is serious. But as long as you give me that rope to hang myself, I'm just going to keep on staying there, and I'm going to just keep on milking the cow as long as you let me milk the cow. But right whenever you give me that, like, hey, like, I'm in ultimatum, that's when we'll make that decision. So I 1,000% agree with Jazz. And fellas, like I said, I know we have man codes, bro codes. I don't feel like this is part of man code or bro code. I really believe, like, if you committed to a woman is really giving her all to you, just take the step. You know, it's just, like I said, some people don't really want to do it, and they just kind of afraid of the, I was talking to one of my friends not too long ago, and you know who you are, but we were just talking about the unknown. He was talking, that's what he was afraid of. He's like, man, I'm kind of scared of the unknown. And I was like, hey, man, we're all afraid of the unknown. But if you know you got somebody that's a ride or die, man, you just got to just take it. You know, you got to take it and see what life takes you, you know, with that situation. So. And
back to the women, you don't have to do all these crazy, exotic things to get a ring and get a husband. I don't agree with that foolery. And exactly. And if that person's telling you, oh, that's the only way you're gonna get a ring, they are not for you. Trust me, there's somebody out there for everybody, and don't get caught up in that foolery that you gotta do all these exotic things to get a ring, because 9 times out of 10, whatever you bring into the table can't satisfy their thirst anyway, because they have entirely too much going on. So don't feel that you have to do all these crazy exotic things to get a man. If it don't work, go on about your business.
Yeah, no, I think so. I 1,000% agree. Like I said, we got married super young, so a lot of things it is hard to. I mean, I try to definitely empathize and sympathize for people, like put myself in their shoes, and like I say, I know that when you know right, when you know right, you do right, or something like that. Like, we know what it is, and if you know what it is, you kind of just gotta do what's right. You kind of just gotta do what's right. So,
and stop giving access. When I say access, I mean your goods.
Yeah, true.
Because let me tell you something. Yeah, it just messes everything up for you, because it becomes really more emotional, and that person will have you thinking that it's that, and like set your, like DeMichael, this is why we have to talk about standards. You have to set your standards. My goal is, hey, I want to get married. Talk about 5-year plans. What does this person want to be in 5 years? Those are the type of thing when he or she is a candidate that you think that maybe, hey, I can be serious with after you dated a couple of people. Then you say, okay, let's talk about seriousness and get into those things in life goals and all those type of things to see if that is somebody. Talk about children. Talk about your religion.
Finances.
Yep. All those things are important. Yeah.
Yeah, and I that's a very good topic, is that you need to establish those things up front, you know, because like I said, I think we said it before in the video, sometimes the person that you're with, you don't even know because y'all don't talk, but they may not even want kids. Yeah. And that's like the biggest thing that you really, really want to do, but you just kind of don't know how to introduce it. But then you already fell for this person, you already gave them the goods, and then boom, like, hey, well, I don't want no kids. And then it's like, what are we doing now? So, you know, it's on to the next, because it's something that you really, really wanted. So I think those are definitely some things that you definitely want to talk about. Like I said, besides kids, like I said, finances, looking at a person's, looking at the way they spend, you know, and like I said, different strokes for different folks. The way we work, everything go in our household is for us. It's one thing. But some households I do know, and I talk to plenty of people about finances. The wife can get this and the husband do this, and they go 50 and 50 or 75-25. Or he pay for these bills, she pay for these bills. Hey, whatever works for you, works for you. And
Right.
like I said, I'm never opposed to that.
Absolutely.
It's just we know it works. You know, we know it works for us. So that's something important to talk about. Religion.
Yes.
Like I said, it's just certain people are raised certain ways. You know, like, hey, you know, if you believe this and I believe this, how is it gonna work if you do decide to have kids? Which way is the kid gonna go? You know, which way y'all gonna teach your kids? So.
And don't run from opposites, because opposites do attract. It's a cliche saying, but it's actually true. DeMichael and I are opposites.
Yeah, we are.
We are opposites, and we're 11 years in the game.
11 years.
All
And like I said, do help balance.
Yeah.
Definitely help with balance. And
So singles, don't get discouraged. Take your time. Take some me time. Figure some things out, and your time is coming, sweetheart or gentleman.
Hey, also, I know this is definitely impromptu. So I think maybe not the next video. Jazz is definitely, she works all the behind the screens. But I want to try to do like a live session. So she'll put down a date and a time. We'll make ourselves available. We want to kind of do some live. So some live questions and kind of how we started it off. So sorry if that, I say it's impromptu, but
That's okay.
at the end of the day, I think that's something that I definitely want to do. You know, just some on the spot questions. You know, at one time. So
some people may ask for that.
Cool. Okay. Absolutely. So we appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Have a good one.